Take a look at these pictures. What do you see? A young, blonde, proud American patriot girl who loves her country and drinks beer. Well, yeah, that is what you're looking at, but I did forget to mention one small detail. She doesn't exist. Meet Emily Hart, a completely AI-generated Trump-loving model who, according to the creator, has been duping thousands of dollars out of, quote, super dumb MAGA men with AI-generated content. Emily Hart doesn't exist. She never has. But in fact, she is the creation of a financially struggling male medical student from India who just wanted to make a bit of extra cash. The story of this med student and his accidental rise to MAGA stardom is one for the history books, so be sure to sit back, relax, and embark with me on the tale of Emily Hart, MAGA's AI darling. But before we get too far into things, be sure you subscribe to US Democratic Socialists for more good news like this you don't want to miss. Alright, let's dive right in. This story first came to light when Wired posted this article on Tuesday titled, "This Scammer Used an AI-Generated MAGA Girl to Grift Super Dumb Men," which details our creator Sam, how he arrived at creating this AI model, and how this is not as unique as you might think. The article details how Emily Hart first hit social media back in 2025 when our med student, who calls himself Sam, but that's not actually his real name, was strapped for cash, working hard as a med student, and decided to try to make some extra cheddar by posting online. However, at first, Sam didn't have much success. Just posting general AI hot girl content onto Instagram didn't really, get him many followers. But when he slapped a MAGA hat on her and added quotes like, deport all illegals or abortion is murder, then the followers and money started to roll right on in. So the article here mentions that Sam says he originally got the idea from Gemini, the AI text generator software that says that he should specify into a niche, and then offered him specifically the MAGA conservative niche, and then he refers to it as a cheat code for getting money and followers. And so, even though Sam had never lived in the United States, he became an expert on MAGA ideology. He says, quote, "Every day I'd write something pro-Christian, pro-Second Amendment, pro-life, anti-abortion, anti-woke, and anti-immigration." Then he says that the grift was almost too obvious, but he said it just blew up and kept working and started to rake in serious money from this fake AI-generated model. He continues saying, quote, "Every reel I posted was getting 3 million views, 5 million views, 10 million views. The algorithm loved it." But this is where the story gets interesting, because Emily Hart did not just exist on Instagram, where she had amassed over 10,000 followers relatively quickly, but many of those followers also subscribed to her AI-generated softcore account. Yeah. On a competitor site to OnlyFans called FanView, which doesn't have as many strict regulations on AI content like OnlyFans does. Sam says that through the ad revenue, Instagram posts, and yes, the adult content, he was raking in a few $1,000s a month just from Emily Hart alone. He says that he was spending only maybe 30 to 50 minutes of his day, and that's making pretty damn good money for a medical student, he says. In India, even the professional jobs, you can't make this amount of money. I haven't seen any easier way to make money online. No easier way. Wow. The story gets extra interesting when you realize that Emily Hart wasn't the only creation of our guy Sam. He also tried to make a left-wing version of this AI-generated model, but it just didn't work. He says that, quote, "Democrats know that it's AI slop, so they don't engage as much." He then continues saying, "The MAGA crowd is made up of dumb people, like super dumb people, and they fall for it." Yikes. He continues with that the algorithm favors controversial views, and so that's why having a politically right-wing account really does work, and so you can rage bait, those who disagree, and then you can also, have those who do agree with you, just the MAGA bros online scrolling, trying to find anyone who agrees with them, and they're like, "Oh, this hot chick agrees with me. Yes, finally, someone agrees with me, yes!" But this whole thing of being controversial, actually generating clicks, does have a lot of downsides. Sam even says that there's other accounts that share much more extremist views have been getting a lot of high engagement from platforms like on Reels because people want to see this super, controversial, engaging format. Take Nick Fuentes, for instance. Except Nick Fuentes is unfortunately a real human being. And this account is not an outlier, right? This isn't the first time we've seen this happen. There's been many other accounts of these AI-generated fake female models who, just want to get the attention of these MAGA conservative men who are actually created by, God knows who. There's Jessica Foster, this account at Mayflower Mommy 13, who also do a lot of adult content as well. Seems to be a quick and easy way to get some revenue out of these MAGA bros scrolling online. So even though platforms like Meta do have requirements to, say that this is AI generated content, you have to actually put that in there. Oftentimes their detection services just aren't great, and that allows accounts like Emily Hart's to continue to proliferate online. However, all good things must eventually come to an end for our guy Sam, who did eventually have the Emily Hart account banned or removed off of Instagram for fraudulent activity, which is, fair enough. Although the Facebook page is still active. This whole story, on one hand, is fucking hilarious, right? MAGA morons losing their money, getting their money siphoned out of their pockets by a completely AI-generated fake MAGA model who's created by an Indian med student who has never been to America and is just capitalizing on the controversy. It's fucking hilarious, right? Objectively speaking. But on the other hand, it's also kind of fucking scary. Right? Like being able to dupe such a large number of the population into just giving away their money to someone who does not exist online is pretty scary, right? Yeah, these people are freaking idiots and they gave their money away to someone who doesn't exist. Their problem, right? But also, that's kind of scary, right? It really makes you question not only AI regulation, but also the average IQ of the Emily Hart followers who, threw their money at someone who wasn't real, who, according to the creator, Democrats could see right through. So pretty interesting observation, I have to say. But this is seriously something that I think we should have to take a look at, and AI needs to seriously be, structured and placed and looked at with government supervision and AI consumer protection laws and all these things, because, yeah, it could be used to scam the shit out of people, and when it gets better and better, which it inevitably will, yeah, it could be used for a lot of nefarious things. And even Bernie Sanders seems to think so. Take a look.
Hey, we are moving really fast. We're not quite sure where we are going, but it could be in a dangerous place. Slow it down. And then they said, interestingly enough, if we don't slow it down, government should come in and demand a moratorium on development, which is what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and I have done. We have brought forth a moratorium on the construction of new data centers to basically not only protect people's communities, but also to slow down the process so we can get our hands around it and make sure that AI works for people, not just for billionaires.
Listen, AI is pretty scary, right? It's kind of daunting. It's consuming a lot of our everyday existence without us ever even realizing it. Like, AI taking money from these MAGA idiots is one of the tamer things I could honestly imagine, an AI doing something nefarious would do, right? It's kind of awesome. It's hilarious. But it also is, in a strange way, a warning sign, right? This whole idea of Emily Hart or any of the other ones, right? It's a warning sign that we do actually have to kind of tackle this issue and have better education around AI use and what to look for and how to analyze, footage and all these things, which sucks that we have to do this now, but it's also probably important to slow down the ever-growing amount of slop and shitification that is just taking over our everyday existence. But having said all that, between you and me, having these MAGA morons give their money to a completely AI-generated MAGA model created by a struggling med student, yeah, that's pretty damn funny. But I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw in this video, be sure to subscribe down below to US Democratic Socialists, leave a like on this video, and also comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this situation because it is a wild one. So be sure to do all that good stuff down below and have a great day. I'm Iago Lashua. Goodbye.